are like, oh, does that mean CJI is going to be on Flow? A lot of cheap that's complaining about $3 million wasted, another $2 to $3 million wasted on this event. And they're like, oh no, Craig, is it going to be on Flow Grappling? You're doing all this work with Flow Grappling? Well, I do have to apologize to absolutely no one because it's still going to be free on YouTube and I'm going to be working with Flow Grappling. What a massive liability it is for me to sign a contract to work with them. I think their lawyers and HR department are aware of what a liability it is, but obviously I am the chaos the sport needs right now to build it back up. We tore it down, now we're going to build it back up.
On this episode of On Borrowed Time with Craig Jones, we discuss what really happened before the arrest at Flow Grappling, and we'll also release a wildcard announcement that you will not see coming. But before all that, we're going to talk to the $1 million man himself and what life has been like since his 100% finish rate at the inaugural CJI. With the $1 million man, it is Nicky Rod, and we're getting ready for a noon class. How's everything going for you, Nick?
Going normal, very normal, yeah.
Nice. Getting ready for training, and also obviously there's been so much news with Quintet, different things with CJI, but the inaugural CJI will forever go down in history, an iconic moment in grappling. So tell me about reliving that moment when you got 4 for 4 subs, earning you the $1 million and getting to shake Craig's hand and be like, hey, going home with a big prize.
In my opinion, I really love tournament play because you have this awesome build-up and storyline until the finale, which, you know, obviously went pretty well for me. But yeah, I like dealing with the anticipation of competition every single match, and then you accomplish the end goal, and it's a pretty great thing. I think obviously the money was fantastic, but I think the title of the first ever grappler to win $1 million is even more valuable than the $1 million itself.
And now we're one step closer to becoming the $1 billion beef jerky guy.
Yep.
I like how you keep that in B team ready to go. I love it. When did you first get the inspiration for starting something like this?
Actually, one of my students here at B team, which kept just giving me his family's recipe of jerky, and I thought it was fantastic. And I was like, hey, we should sell this. He was like, no, it's been like in my family for years, and they didn't want to. Just kind of wanted to keep them to themselves. After a few months of convincing them, we put it in a bag and starting to sell it. We've encountered quite a few obstacles when trying to grow our production rate, but nowadays we're getting closer and closer to where we need to be to get in stores and be able to fulfill all orders in a timely manner.
I love it. And I like how you're kind of taking the approach of making it healthier, because some of the beef jerkies that was up didn't have like the healthiest ingredients. So that's like a big part for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I'm conscious of my health, my fitness, my well-being, and I want to be healthy for as long as possible. So, you know, to create a snack that's easy to travel with, to taste great, doesn't have any artificial flavors or sweeteners, is organic and made in the USA is a plus for me. So yeah, it's something I can have as a reliable, healthy snack anywhere I travel.
I love that for you. You are such a simple man. You were just around driving your truck through the mud. We know you love the beef jerky and you also love Frenchies. Can you give us a little background of when you got little Leo?
Yep, I got Leonidas. He was a COVID dog, so pretty much 2020. He's 5 years old, I guess, and he's been a good boy. Super simple. He's pocket sized. So, you know, like when I do road trips or have to hop on a flight, if I want to take him with me, it's super easy. And, easy to exercise as well. You play fetch for like 5 to 10 minutes and he's done for about 2 days. So, low maintenance and fun little dude.
Yeah, he's definitely fun to have around. And I know that over time you've kind of said that you don't really like traveling that much. Like you just like to be here in Austin, Texas. And now you have your beautiful baby as well. Every time you post something on Instagram, I'm just like, you guys are the cutest things. He's so like engaged. Do you ever bring him to the gym?
I brought him to the gym maybe like one time just to show him the mats. But you know, when I teach seminars and stuff, he comes with me, so he's more aware now. But yeah, it's a great time, absolutely.
What has been the coolest thing about being a dad? Like, has he been able to do certain things or like crawl and all that?
I think just everything you see him do is you're kind of amazed because you see him like it was once this thing that couldn't do anything, and now he can like, he goes from not doing anything to lifting his head up to rolling over, and now he's crawling, now he's standing, now he's like eating food. Now he's eating food aggressively. Like, when he's hungry, he's like slamming steak into his mouth. It's like, yo, dude, chill out. So I think just the progression is pretty fantastic to see. It's almost like when I view my own progression in jiu-jitsu, you see little by little, like, oh, you go from competing well to winning, to dominating, to then submitting guys. And it's like that rate of progression for me is fun, but it's even more enjoyable to see my son do something like going from not being able to chew food, so now eating some steak. So I know it sounds pretty simple, but it's a great time.
And I know you're not a gi guy, but will we ever get pictures of him in a little baby gi?
Probably not, but well, he's more of like the shirtless with shorts kind of grappler. But I tell you what, I did teach a seminar. I traveled to where's that? Some part of Florida. I was like in Sarasota, Florida, and I trained at like a Gracie Tampa, and there was a gi class. I was like, all right, I'll just toss a gi on, and it was fun. It was something different. It made me realize how many more opportunities there are for submissions inside the gi. It was quite a bit slower game, and my fingers hurt a lot, but it was a great time. So very fun.
I love that. And now there's even more to look forward to. This summer, it's going to be the quintet format. And I watched back when you guys visited Tokyo and performed in the quintet as well. Is that trip one of the greatest memories you had? Because it was such a fun vlog that you guys put together.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially because I'm getting out of my comfort zone. Like you said earlier, I really don't like to travel too much. If I do travel, it's generally in the U.S. But going to Tokyo, a 14-hour flight, I was like dreading it, but we made it happen. And as soon as we got there, because we had such good camaraderie with my team there, everything we did was fantastic. From the food to the competition itself, people there were super nice, and just the experience as a whole was very enlightening. I really enjoyed the food. I know I said this twice already, but the food in Japan was absolutely fantastic. And if I went back there, I'd go back there just to eat some good grub. And then the competition itself was fantastic. A bit disappointed that I didn't get any submissions, but thankfully, Mr. Jones was there to pull us out of the gutter. So,
and you guys also learned that Nicky Ryan has some issues with toilets every now and then. Is that the moment you realize that sometimes Nicky can be a little bit silly with things?
Oh, Nicky's an amazing character. Yeah, he gets splashed by the bidet in Tokyo. That's pretty fantastic. It was great timing too, because we're like doing like an interview in the hallway, and he steps out of his room. He's soaking water. I'm like, dude, what happened? So pretty fantastic. Yeah. Also, didn't know that bidets are so popular in Japan. I think why are we smearing with paper in the U.S.? It's not. We should upgrade, right?
100%. And while we're on the topic of Nicky, he's not going to be in CJI 2. He has some knee issues going on. So the whole lineup, we got Ethan Krellinson at 66 kilograms, 77 kilograms, Joseph Chen, Chris Wojcik at 88, yourself at 99. And then now the wild card officially announced, Victor Hugo. So can you give me a quick, just your thoughts on the team as a whole, and then we'll kind of break them down each.
Well, I think when it comes to teams, you're only as good as your weakest link. And man, it's hard to find a weak link when it comes to the B team. So we're pretty solid. Let's look at defense. Like all of our guys are going to be super difficult to submit in competition. And then we have a lot of guys that go for the mission consistently. Now we're going to have to, in the training camp, adjust our game plan from, not really valuing control and points, but valuing the submission. So that'll be a bigger emphasis when engaging in offense in our training camp. But I'm excited. I think all of our guys are really, really solid. And if we need them to submit, if we need them to not get submit and just knock this guy off, I think all of them are capable of doing that in against various weight classes.
And Chris Wojcik is getting ready to teach the noon class. What is it about his game that you think will be specifically helpful for your guys' team? I know his leg locks are really starting to make waves, but is there anything else in particular?
So I think just not many people know how good Chris is. I think that's like one of the best things about him. He's also very misleading because he wears glasses. He's a nice looking guy, but he doesn't look like a freak athlete. And he is very athletic, very intelligent, great gas tank, and he knows how to compete well. He also has the ability to break guys fast. We've seen it done before in competition where if you don't tap before there's tension, that leg is going to break. So,
Like a baseball bat.
Like a baseball bat. So he's strong when he needs to be. He's very consistent in training and in competition, and he is not even just a submitter. He's a breaker. So that's scary to opponents.
And we didn't get to see Ethan Krellinson in the last event, but how important is he going to be for you guys?
Yeah, Ethan is a fantastic athlete. I feel like, especially in the last few weeks, few months, he's been really implementing diversity in his training, which I'm looking forward to seeing how that translates in his competition. Previously he was injured for a while, so he couldn't really couldn't develop or progress in a technical aspect. But where he paused technically due to injury, I believe he's grown mentally. I feel as if Ethan's developed a kind of the mentality needed to be successful in competition, and not just to be successful, but to just be confident, more confident in life, and not doubt himself so much. We have a few guys in the gym that are really talented, but sometimes they let negative self-talk get in their way. And I feel as if, once they start cutting out that negative self-talk, you really see this athlete blossom into what they really can be.
And obviously the background with you and Victor Hugo now going to be on the same team and also sharing the training room. So how helpful is that going to be for you being able to work with someone that is also a heavyweight? Yeah,
obviously Mr. Hugo, very talented. And yeah, I'm all about progress and, let's have the best team possible. And if that means, bringing in a guy like Victor Hugo, let's do it. We can help each other get better, and I'm all for it. Like I said, my main goal in the sport, obviously titles and stuff are great, but I just want to see how good I can really get. I want to get absolutely as good as possible. And I'm far from what I will be, but I'm still pretty damn good right now.
You are very, very good. You're the $1 million man. And you were the reason that it was such a show at CJI, getting the submissions and what people want to see. Do you think that CJI 2 is going to even blow the doors off of what the inaugural CJI 1 was?
I'd say it's hard to do, but I'm confident that it will be a much bigger event, much bigger show. I think Craig has gotten an understanding from his first event, so he's going to know exactly how to push the limits. And then something about the team aspect is so intriguing to other people. It's still $1 million prize. Granted, it's not $1 million per person, but it's still an absolutely fantastic grand prize to the winning team. But the biggest sports in the world, with the exception of mixed martial arts and boxing, are team events. So I think if you bring in some kind of 5-on-5 event, as this next CGI will do, I think it's gonna increase the viewership massively. We could even potentially double the amount of viewers because it's so intriguing to people. It's like, it's your team versus my team. It's almost like you're bringing a family aspect into it, where, I think that uniqueness of it, team versus team, is definitely going to benefit it.
So any early thoughts on those Misfits teams?
Yeah, I think the Misfit team is going to be pretty talented, but I'm just going to stick with the same answer. I just really focus on myself, focus on my team, and make sure we are going to be peaking when it comes to go time.
And what is your walk around weight? And now you're going to be competing in under 99. How is that process going to work for you?
Yeah, I walk around at 225 to 230, depending on how much ice cream I eat. Yeah, I don't know. What's under 99? What's that weight like? I haven't even figured it out. You want to do some math for me?
Converting
That's
kilograms.
218 pounds.
Oh, 218? Yeah. I can make that, no problem. I can make that in 6 hours if I needed to. I'm probably 226, 227 right now. So, 10 pounds for a big boy is I'll just skip a meal. I'll be all right.
Yeah. And if you had any favorite memory from CJI, what moment stands out to you as your favorite memory?
Favorite memory? Well, I think I mean, there's a lot of moments that were pretty fantastic, but just the completion of the task that I've been working towards for months, like submitting the final guy, and then you're like, all right, I can show some emotion. I can celebrate because it's actually over. I've actually completed the task at hand. That was fantastic. The big release, like, I don't know what heroin's like, but I'd assume it's very similar to that feeling of euphoria, but it lasts quite a bit longer.
And no come down? Like, did you, like, you were probably just happy that you had won the face after? Or?
Happy for quite a long time.
Nice.
Yeah. But at the same time, you can't settle too much. Like, if you bask in that too long, you kind of stay stagnant, stay stuck. So, I give it a day or two to really enjoy my accomplishment, and then we focus on what's next. In addition to that, just seeing a first $1 million check that I've ever touched and held, I mean, that was pretty fantastic. So let's get a few more of those.
We love it. And CJI 2, you can sign up on the CJI2.com for the early release of tickets. I know that you have to get to training, but is there anything coming up in the future? I know you have a few seminars lined up. Yeah,
I have a seminar September 6th in Miami. So if you guys are in the Florida area, click the link in my bio to reserve your spot. And I'll see you guys in September.
That is the $1 Million Man. We're going to let him get to some training. Everybody loves the Natty King. He is a simple man, the kind of guy who takes genuine pride in watching his son evolve from just eating to eating aggressively. The kind of guy that is so masculine, he would rather get drenched in the thunderstorm than be caught dead with a feminine umbrella, or worse, with his toenails painted. But on the other side of that spectrum is a man of flair, a fashionista, a brother, if you will. Please brace yourself for the words of wisdom from the king of banana hammocks. It is Craig Jones. The jiu-jitsu internet was absolutely broken May 13th when it was announced by Flow Grappling that you were arrested. Are you fresh out of the clink and this is the inspiration for the outfit? Or?
Well, yeah, I had to adopt back to my natural state, return to my roots here to survive prison, return to my Cholo gang, basically MS-13 at this point.
Speaking to them in Spanish, practicing, telling them that the El Segundo podcast will eventually make a return after this one gets canceled.
As I've been accused, MS-182 by Freddie back there. I think so, look half Cholo, half Blink-182. It's pretty fair.
What exactly happened? Because there was a lot of speculation online. I know you were shooting a lot of content in Flow Grappling, but was it the destruction of the Gordon Ryan memorabilia that kind of broke the camel's back on your welcome?
It did annoy them, but obviously it has no value, intrinsic value whatsoever, so they really couldn't press any charges. I did have to spend the night in jail. They said, come to the offices, fuck around. That's what, for me, fucking around is. We're going to break some shit, we're going to cause some problems. I don't think I belong in any sort of corporation offices with upper and middle management who don't know what's happening. That's kind of on them, really.
The thing about Flow Grappling these days is it seems like they're almost wanting to be more involved with all things CJI, despite what we saw with the arrest.
Yeah, that is true. We do have an announcement, and there will be a more formal announcement about my partnership with Flow Grappling, right? So the enemy of my enemy becomes my friend here. And in doing this partnership, I really have to be quite apologetic. I know a lot of people out there are like, oh, does that mean CJI is going to be on Flow? A lot of cheap bastards complaining about $3 million wasted, another $2 to $3 million wasted on this event. And they're like, oh no, Craig, is it going to be on Flow Grappling? You're doing all this work with Flow Grappling? Well, I do have to apologize to absolutely fucking no one because it's still going to be free on YouTube and I'm going to be working with Flow Grappling. That shows how cool these motherfuckers are. What a massive liability it is for me to sign a contract to work with them. I think their lawyers and HR department are aware of what a liability it is, but obviously I am the chaos the sport needs right now to build it back up. We tore it down, now we're going to build it back up.
So what exactly was the motivation to begin working with Flow Grappling at this point? I know they had a change in leadership with the general manager, Ben Kovac, is a friend of yours through The Guardian, which we're partnered with for CJI2. But what other things did you feel like was aligning with Flow Grappling's energy in 2025?
Well, I mean, fair plug to Ben from Guardian. Obviously, he looked at my Latin American criminal Vatos Locos roots and he knew I could get in touch with the children. Not like some of the other grapplers do get in touch with the children, unfortunately. But yeah, we had that partnership with Guardian. He spent a very short period of time with me, realized I was actually a semi-decent human being, which is not really something to brag about in the world of jiu-jitsu, but he got on board with Flo. Flo started the negotiations with me. And my goal is to really grow the sport. So that's really where all this comes from, is I want to blow it up. And now I can blow it up even further on a massive company's budget. It's going to be mutually beneficial for everyone here. We are proud of all the free content we produce. Obviously, Alex's fucking salary is expensive, cuts into the money I give to starving children, but she's not concerned about that whatsoever. But with this inflated Flow budget, I can wreak a bit of havoc in the grappling world, because we do have an enemy out there that is trying to deal exclusive contracts. Now, I know Flow have tried that before, and One Championship have utilized that before. But One are absolute legends. I mean, shout out to an old enemy of mine, Tom DeBlas, who've been so easy to work with representing One. And now I'm at Flow Grappling. Basically, the call is coming from inside the building. They are all on board with their athletes participating in CJI and any other real events that grow the sport. So we're really trying to come together to save people being locked down into exclusive contracts, because it's kind of what holds back a lot of sports when you see, or a lot of combat sports, when one guy's signed to one organization and we think he's the best, and another guy's signed to another one, and we can't get those matchups. So I personally am going out of my way here to make sure that we don't miss out on the matchups people want to see. CJI is a singular event per year. It's not a series. It's not, you don't have to compete against us. We're just asking for 2 days a year to just absolutely blow the bank on the best event possible. And really, like, if other organizations want to come in the way of their grapplers participating in an event where they can make really good money, we're going to go to war here, and I'm probably going to lose every dollar I have, which is, again, probably why Seth's handing me the power of attorney thing today, to control me a bit in that sense, control my liability here. But yeah, really, if you're going to fuck with us like other organizations have in the past, I'm going to get me and my cholo buddies to come after you.
So there's a lot to keep track of when it comes to your hit list, your enemy list. But when it comes to who is the current enemy, it's not what we had last year when it was ADCC versus CJI. You sent me a text saying that you're on the phone with Mo Jassim every day?
Yeah, we've united again. The brothership's on again. We have come together for a common good here. Yeah, miracles do happen. Obviously, I put him through a hell of a year last year. I do apologize for that. Occasionally, I take things too far. But it's nothing we can't move beyond.
We would have never guessed that you ever take anything too far.
Anthony sacrificed a career as a professional bongo player in Colombia to return to me here to focus on this task. And we do know his passion. You know, Alex, his passion for playing the bongos.
Yeah, that was a secret talent of his, and I'm glad that I'm aware now, but not really. I kind of wish I didn't have to see that. Do you have any secret talents?
I think I surprise most people every day when the Vyvanse hits around 8 a.m. with a outrageous idea. I usually keep calling people until someone tells me you should absolutely not do that, and I'm like, all right, we're getting close, we're on the right track here.
I think that does contribute to one of your secret talents. It's not a 24/7 thing, but late at night at times you'll have like one pupil that's like much bigger than the other one. Yeah. And I wonder how you manage to get that. And then you hide it with your sunnies. I think it might be
brain damage, yeah. We developed these sunglasses to both hide my slightly smaller pupil as well as my state of intoxication and ultimately a lot of crying.
Is it like a combination of substances? Like, how do you get that on such a regular basis, you think?
Depends the challenge at hand, you know what I mean? We use the right substance for the right time. I use the right substance for the right negotiation with the right people, you know? But like, obviously that's led us this far. No one's gonna commit to a CJI 1. Like CJI 1 went against a pre-existing 30-year legacy event, the Olympics of our sport. Like, no one's cooking up an event the same day as that, an inaugural event, unless they've spent a lot of time around a microwave at 4 a.m. You know, that's a bold idea. I think it's paid off for us.
And having that disrupting factor when the inaugural CJI was taking on ADCC in the biggest weekend in submission grappling, when I spoke with the general manager, Ben Kovacs, he told me that it's not really a goal for you to have another disruption in jiu-jitsu. You will do it if you have to, but at this point, you're just trying to grow and almost unite the sport.
Yeah, well, obviously we do a ton of charity work. My social media antics, there are a lot of it's antics. Obviously, some of it's real, but yeah, I'm using that to leverage that into charity to grow. Guardian Charity, Fair Fight Charity, we're nonprofits, and yeah, Flow's going to help us do that, and to grow those charities is also going to help Flow come back. Like obviously, we've been filming some stuff around the Flow offices, and I will say there is a bit of PTSD. It's not a very strong pro-Craig sentiment in the building, evident as soon as we walk through the doors, but we're going to turn that around. We're going to turn that around, and they are letting me do whatever the fuck I want, and I think that's a testament to them and laughing at themselves and knowing that they're heading in a new direction here. We've got a bigger problem, we've got a big enemy in the sport to fight, and I'm going to figurehead that in partnership with Flow Grappling and try to improve and promote all of their events that they host.
One of them coming up June 13th, WNO 28. We even have Declan Moody, who recently won at the CJI Australasia trials. So is there anything else you're looking forward? Are you going to be in Costa Mesa for that event as well?
I'll be in Costa Mesa for that event. We need to get the boys hyped. We need to get some promotion behind it, and I will be there in Costa Mesa. Allegedly, I do have a few people trying to kill me right now. That's a story for another time. I try to be on the move, you know, dodging hitmen, dodging child support payments, but I will be there for the boys.
Yeah, you're definitely going to have a lot of people coming for you if you keep up with the Gable Steveson jokes and acting like you have the pass. Did he give you the pass officially? He gave Aaron the pass, apparently.
Did he give me the pass? I've been given the pass enough times from enough influential figures in that industry, but I'm not, it's holstered. I'll throw it out if I have to. Not as much as you, you're throwing it out. I know you're half Filipino, but it's not a pass. Filipinos don't respect the pass.
Yeah, Filipinos don't respect anything, especially ladyboys. But what is the...
or wealthy white man, but that's another story for another time again. But
what was that interaction like, first meeting Gable? I know part of it was you wanted to size him up to see if this was something you still wanted to do.
Yeah, I mean, he's a big boy. I sized him up. He sized me down, and I think we both feel, well, he feels very good about the situation. Me, it's time to utilize my sponsor, Marek Health. Use the code word BTEAM to get 10% off, and we will get ourselves as jacked as possible here.
What was going on with the size disparity? And I think you were on your knees. Gable did, when you think of pure wrestlers,
that wasn't on camera, but
they don't I don't know. Usually typical wrestlers are very purists, and they also don't like the whole, gay jokes. But it seemed like Gable was kind of down for all of that.
There's a reason gay's in his name. He's the man's down for the cause. He's down for the agenda. Yeah, the wrestlers don't joke around as much. Shout out to one wrestler in particular, Dylan Palacio. That man can joke around. I respect his humor in the wrestling community. Kyle Snyder probably should have joked around a bit more. Bit of a mishap for him lately. But who knows, maybe that's pushing Snyder's price down. We'll bring him onto the event as well. He'd also be a good guy to have around the after party, I think.
When it comes to the Gable versus Craig super fight matchup, fans can expect that on the Sunday. Or on the Saturday, August 31st.
Sunday. It'll be on the Sunday. I wish it was on the Saturday because I'd get absolutely fucking obliterated the Saturday night. But yeah, it unfortunately has to be the main event unless we can pull something together that's better than that. And we're still working on a co-main or some other, maybe a 4-man tournament on top of this event.
Interesting. That is a complete teaser, another 4-man tournament.
Very interesting.
Any speculation?
No, I cannot speculate at this time.
Interesting. All right, well, we have, Flow, June 13th, WNO 28. We got to that. Now we also have the European Misfits trials coming up. There's going to be a lot of competition with the Australasia trials that we just saw. A lot of beautiful acting from Kit Dale, Lachlan Giles. But Owen Jones was in the chat saying that there's levels to content creation. So what are you expecting out of the content creation for the European trials coming up?
Yeah, I mean, Kit obviously quit jiu-jitsu to pursue a career in acting, and now he's back in jiu-jitsu, so I think that's a testament to his acting ability, though he did shine quite brightly. Don't laugh at that, Alex. He's a legitimate actor. That is a testament. But yeah, he's a very good. Those skits were very, very well done. Kit was the figurehead of sort of growing outside the sport through social media antics and stuff that I've copied and never given him any credit for, really. But I think British dudes will be funny as well, like Australia and the Brits, the Euro guys. Some of the Euro guys, obviously not Polish or German people, they're not really that funny. But the UK, those fellas will get it done. And also, we do have the American Misfits team, which is, as we know, Americans don't understand banter or sarcasm at all, but maybe we hold out hope that they can put something together.
Oh yeah, we got to talk a little bit about the rage bait because that's going completely viral right now. You said that DC is very biased and that American wrestling is no good. I mean, I guess you weren't being sarcastic at all. Australian grappling is just that much better than American wrestling.
Far superior, really. It's just defeated by sitting down, or if a wrestler takes you down, that's exactly where you want to be. As DC, day by day, slowly turns into the Las Vegas sphere, his opinions on grappling and where American wrestling sits are really being blown out of proportion.
And when it comes to Gable Steveson being in the main event, do you think a lot of the wrestling fan base is going to be super intrigued to watch the entire CJI event?
I mean, that's the plan, really. Like, we're trying to motivate the wrestlers. It's a hard crowd to motivate, you know what I mean? They're very formal, Bible reading, straight shooters that occasionally get busted with the body cam, but we're going to incite as much anger in them as possible so that they are hoping. I mean, many jiu-jitsu people hope for the same thing. Probably everyone in this room would actually hope for the same thing, that Gable breaks my spine in some capacity.
And Gable in the past has worked with Gordon Ryan. I saw one of the comments online was like, Gordon is probably hating this collaboration. Was that any extra motivation for you to also work with Gable, or was it completely separate?
Nah, to be honest, I just wanted to say, look, Gable, sorry you had to meet that guy, so you had to spend some time with him. Really, on behalf of the jiu-jitsu community, he doesn't represent us. I mean, yeah, I was quite apologetic for the fact that he had to spend time with him.
When's the last time you've seen Gordon?
I do not know. Maybe, I don't know.
That would have been the ultimate fighter type of deal. But you guys would have definitely
Imagine booking an Ultimate Fighter show for grappling. Like that format, like I said on Instagram, has been dead for 12 years. Like, McGregor brought the numbers up, but like, McGregor's incredibly charismatic. He's a loose cannon. He gets the people excited. But through the limitations of that old format, he couldn't even get the numbers they wanted to tune into that show. Through no fault of McGregor, just through the shows, the format's pretty shit. So for an organization to think they can replicate that with grapplers that don't know how to speak is going to be very difficult, very challenging for them. I'd say it's a terrible investment. The only way we could have saved that show is some real heat, and that would have been me and Gordon as coaches. But as far as I know, Gordon refused to coach alongside me.
So I guess the post that you made with you and Gordon side by side was a little bit premature, was a little bit of a troll.
Yeah, so I did speak to them directly, and they said, hey, this is in complete confidence, and everything they told me about who the coaches were, I immediately got off the phone and just posted that me and Gordon were the coaches, because I truly believed that could have been some good television. Would have been a massive insurance liability, I think, and security budget would have had to beef up for Gordon's protection, but it would have been great TV.
Well, you guys are both rocking the Texas look right now, so
I mean,
maybe you guys could bond over that. You don't think ever one day you guys
Look at
will
what I'm
make
wearing.
up?
He's seeking to deport people that look like me, you know?
Oh my gosh, yeah, there's definitely a lot of drama. But let's get back to the CJI trials. We know that the 66 position is locked in with Owen Jones. He used to be someone, I guess he still trains at B Team, but right now he's in the UK and he'll also be there for the trials. But tell me a little bit about Owen Jones' game and why you're so excited to have him part of CJI too.
I mean, Owen's a wild man. Like, I got respect for him because he lives a life off the mats as well. And I think, if you're partying and stuff and you can still get the job done, respect. Like, if anyone wants to just sit at home, diet and all that bullshit and be good, okay, you're good. But if you can balance that out, you can be a legend on the weekend and still kick ass during the week. Infinite respect for me. Owen Jones is a finisher, sick at leg locks. We were kind of thinking about having him in the B team and have him and Ethan basically fight off for that spot. But as it played out, it was like, nah, Europe needs some help. We'll send over Owen Jones. Owen did really good at ADCC. He beat the Russian dude that beat the guy that used to train with us, Dorian. Dorian super talented guy. Dorian will likely be on the new wave team, and this Russian Garabeg upset fucking Dorian in the first round, and then Owen just submitted him very fast with a footlock. So Owen's super dangerous. He also beat Gabriel Souza with a super sick armbar, and then to be honest, I'll pretend I don't really remember who he lost to, but that was enough for me. So he's in that team. We've also got guaranteed in that team is Charles Negromonte, right? So Negromonte beat me in 2017 by points. He talked a lot of shit after that, respect to him. Rub it in, you know? He did that for years, but then what he did for me at ADCC 2024 was he knee-barred Isaac, who used to train with us. And like, if you were to submit Isaac, that's so funny to me that I'll give you a free pass, straight in the team. You know what I mean? He's straight in that Euro team. Not to say he's not good enough to be in it. By all means, he is. But that definitely helps.
Wow. So there was just a lot to unpack there. Let's take it back to 2017, because you were the one that gave me this tidbit. Charles actually beat you.
Yeah, I know. It's hard to believe, right, that I've taken a loss in the sport, you know? But yeah, Charles did beat me. That was around the time of, I think we had ADCC 2017. And I think in the same month we had EBI, the Absolutes, where me and Gordon had that armbar moment. And then in the same month we had No-Gi Worlds. So a lot happened to that month. But yeah, Charles took me out. Passed my guard. He got me tired, wise. It's easy. If you get me tired, I'm done. And then he passed my guard. Still hurts a bit, but the Isaac win. Now we're brothers again, me and Charles.
So that's the under 99 kilogram division. And then the over 99 kilogram division, the big boys.
The big boys,
You
yeah.
said that people from Poland aren't that funny. I gotta argue with you on that, because Marcin, Polish power, he's pretty humorous.
I think that speaks more to you and what you think's funny than the rest of the world, but I'll let you have that.
Marcin, he had an amazing PGF run. He's also an ADCC Trials champ. We also have Heikki Jasula from Finland, Arya Esmanvas, and one more person, but I'm missing the name.
We're missing the name, yeah. We're working on Freddie Vosgrove. So Freddie has to undergo surgery on veins on his leg, I believe. He's a veiny, jacked motherfucker, but we want him in this event so badly that, like, you win this four-man, there's a good chance Freddie's going to show up at the event out of surgery and staunch you out to fight for that spot at a later date. If you've got the balls to take him on, the giant German, he's quite scary, that guy.
Also, another scary division is the 77 kilogram division. It was originally supposed to be for Mateusz Szczynski. That was announced, locked in. They're currently in Malaga, Spain for a leg lock little seminar going on, but he's injured.
Yeah, someone tore his bicep, and whoever that is, we're going to find you, and we're going to deeply affect your life in a negative way, because Szczynski is a cold-blooded killer, and he would have been so good for Europe. He could run a whole team. Now, who knows what happens if we can pull him out of the dirt at the last second, because these teams won't necessarily be set, you know? The coaches have discretion here within a certain parameters. So, like, who knows if Szczynski can rise from the dead like The Undertaker, because he is a scary fucking guy.
It is definitely a bummer to hear about Mateusz, who took a little time out of his trip in Spain to tell us about his injury.
So I've completely torn my distal bicep tendon. We are doing a lot of camps nowadays. We went to Bali, to Perth, and then to Sydney. So it was third camp in a row. And just during the sparring, I wanted to hold the guy's knee, and he just kicked out to the side. And like, yeah, I've completely torn my distal bicep tendon. At first, I didn't think it was that bad, to be honest, because I didn't feel much pain. But all of a sudden, when Lachlan checked me, he is a physio guy, obviously, he told me to do some more testing about my biceps, and yeah, it's completely torn. I just did the surgery, I think 5 days ago. So yeah, I'll be back in I should be completely fine after 3 months. I'm not sure, I don't want to hold the spot, but I'm not sure how I'm gonna rehab, how it's gonna recover. You know, I've had first surgery in my life. They say usually it's 3 months, but it really depends on your recovery. So yeah, I didn't want to hold the spot when I'm not sure if I'm able to compete. And obviously for a tournament like CJI, I would like to have a proper camp, obviously, right? So yeah, just like I said, I didn't want to hold the spot when I'm not sure if I can compete. I mean, obviously, it's never a good time for injury, I guess. But this timing is really bad because CJI is going to be obviously the biggest tournament this year. So yeah, just like I said, very sad. But yeah, what can I do right now? Hopefully, Craig is gonna do it next year, and then you can find me meeting some people there. Yeah.
Biceps injuries are the worst, though.
Yeah, that's
Take
why I
a
try to
while.
keep mine pretty strong and massive at all times.
Big priority for you, for sure. Ellis Younger, he is going to be stepping in for Taylor Pearman, who is moving up from 77 kilograms and into that 88 kilogram child's position. Tell us a little bit about Ellis.
Ellis, yeah, I believe Ellis has trained here, and I've trained with him before. Super good. He does some tricky stuff on the legs. I forget the name of the position, but yeah, Ellis is a pretty good favorite to take this division out, I'd say.
Yeah, this division also has Pavel Jaworski and Tom Barry.
I've heard about Tom Barry. I have not looked into him at all, unfortunately. I think I might have seen him compete at Polaris. The Polish kid, a lot of raving reviews, especially from the European coach Faris, from Sashinsky himself. This kid's really, really dangerous, so I think he's got a strong chance to take that position as well.
Yes, and he was the one who stepped in for Owen Jones when Owen had staph and couldn't be the captain for the European squads event.
Coward. You're a coward, Owen.
And I
Compete with
think he
Steph.
got staph at where that event is going to be, Los Banditos.
Oh, really? Extra layer
That
of
was-
danger.
Yeah. So, and that's a sold out show. Ferris really did some salesman pitches and everyone is going to be there.
All 3 tickets were sold immediately.
All 3 tickets. Is it a small, gym?
It's a small venue, but we're going to have Fight Club vibes, you know? We're going to have the tequila bottle out. You will not be able to say no to a shot of tequila as I pour it in your mouth, or you'll be escorted out of the venue.
And you told me that it's very hard for you to go to England because it's not exactly your favorite place in the
I
world.
love the people, hate the overcast weather and the food. I think that's fair, you know? Nothing against the people.
But you're making the trip.
Making the trip. For an event like this, I would make the trip, definitely. It's going to be a fun time. It's going to be streamed to B Team YouTube channel. I'll probably be put in the commentary booth until we get demonetized, and then we'll have a professional takeover.
And then you're going to be going to Manchester to actually meet Tom Aspinall, or was that kind of over-exaggeration in our last
No,
interview?
I think I've spoken to him. We're planning to get together at some point, but obviously John Jones is out there riding the back of scooters in Thailand. It's not looking promising, you know?
Yeah, do you think he'll actually get the fight with John?
I mean, if the strategy is to hold the back of another man's hair on a scooter and look like you're on a wildly gay adventure, which for me personally, I think sick. If that's a negotiating tool to get him into the fight and it works, then he's a genius, right? Gets paid more for that, for those type of fun activities.
And when you said that you were very motivated for a lifelong career in ruining Gordon Ryan's plans, is there any other type of plans that you're looking to ruin for Gordon? I mean, last year at the inaugural CJI, I'm sure he wanted that Miata to be in the safe hands of the guy he sold it to, but you ruined that plan. So is there anything else that you have kind of up your sleeve?
I mean, the guy that won his Jeep giveaway tried to sell it to me, but at an exorbitant price. Fucking Jeep Wrangler, like relax, brother. But so we're not doing that. We had to think of the kids again because of how much we have to pay you, Alex. Again, the kids are suffering. We could have had the Jeep Wrangler, but it's either you or the Jeep Wrangler. We chose you.
Lies. All lies. Just kidding. He did buy me this Walmart outfit yesterday because I forgot my
No, I need the
wallet.
money back.
I'm gonna write it off as an expense. Also, Austin, Texas, super fun. Barton Springs you were at, everyone was like, oh my gosh, Craig Jones, can I get a picture? And then on 6th Street, people are, calling out your name too. Do you feel like a little local celebrity when you're in Austin especially, or is it the same everywhere?
I mean, it's a testament to the character of the people that recognize me, considering what I post on Instagram. So it's like a good warning sign if I'm around women or anything, that if someone recognizes me, you should probably stay away from that guy. That guy's going to be a fucking wild time.
No, I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. What did you think about the Comedy Mothership?
I like it, yeah. I think it's the second time I've been. Get the shout out to Rogan for the VIP seats. Unlimited bar tab. I was the only one that put that to its paces. I was surrounded by cowards, but
No, you were drinking water too. I feel like you've been pretty chill this trip. What happened?
I had a
Are you
water-
traumatized from something?
I am traumatized, but I had a water here and straight tequila here. But I was like looking over like, look at these fucking losers just fucking sipping on their waters.
sparkling water.
Obviously, the new camera woman's underage, so she wasn't allowed to drink. But other than that, yeah, don't blame her, but I blame two people in this room in particular for being pussies. But we
For
got work to
being
do.
bongo bangers.
We got work to do, you know.
Very fun stuff. Is there anything else coming up with CJI 2 that you want to let people know about? I know the tickets aren't on official release, but everyone knows at CJI2.com, if you put in your email, you can get the latest and greatest information. But is there anything else you want the fans to know about?
I don't think so. Nothing else. We got this show week to week. Things are moving week to week. You're going to start seeing more of the names in the event. Obviously, we're chasing them down with contracts right now. Check your email, you fucking idiots. But that's really about it.
And earlier in this episode, we spoke with Nicky Rod, and there was a recent picture of him and Victor Hugo online. So what is your initial reactions to Nicky Rod, Victor Hugo becoming teammates, and also just Victor Hugo as that wild card?
I mean, that's sick. Victor's got to be one of the best guys, like, for this event. Like, he's an absolute monster of a human being, but he's a lovely dude. He gets around the banter, gets around the jokes, shows where his head's at, his ego's at, to, like, participate in our team as our wild card. A lot of people were talking about, like, oh, B team got the jump, they got to, like, stack the deck. Really, all the coaches have known about the potential for wild cards, and I told them to hunt them down as soon as possible. I'm like, it's a race. Go secure your guy. So us speaking to Victor Hugo was just us utilizing that opening. Again, it's good because he's in Austin. Mm-hmm. He can come down, join, train with the team and stuff. It shows how cool Nicky Rod is. Nicky Rod's unfortunately lost him 4 times, right? Mm-hmm. Now Nicky Rod gets to train with him. So yeah, I think it's a good showing of ego in both parts there.
Yeah, that's definitely a stacked training room that you have. Did you get training in at 8 a.m. today?
No, I didn't. I got distracted because I'm doing all the work around here, you know? I have to come up with all the ideas, plan everything out. I don't really have too much time to train. I'm trying to avoid the training room at all costs, you know?
Why?
Why would I? Well, I mean, just because there's good people in there. I don't like to roll with shit people. I just like to roll with people I can confidently beat.
We also have to touch on the CJI 2 golden ticket that's going on. You could potentially get, if you order a Street X shirt and it's not the black and white one and you get the gold one, you are in for some VIP treats. Bradshaw's going to be in town? What does that entail?
Bradshaw, because Bradshaw's coming, Bradshaw who owns Street X, you'd be surprised looking at him that he can do anything at all, but he will be here on Sunday and then we're going to fly to London on Wednesday. So yeah. I mean, I think you might have the samples for those shirts, so you guys will be able to see what these golden ticket shirts are going to look like.
What's your favorite memory with Bradshaw?
What's my favorite memory with Bradshaw? 5 a.m., we're post CJI after party. We're at a lovely establishment called Sapphires. Shout out to Sapphires for continuing to let us in there. And 5 a.m. here, someone in this room passed some things around. I said I was all in, I was all on board. I took one, Bradshaw took one, and then I just immediately decided to go home. And Bradshaw, being the lightweight he is, can't even handle 2 beers without losing his mind. He did lose his mind in this establishment, and he was falling over chairs, he wasn't speaking English, and we really put him through turmoil. But that's part of the process with Bradshaw. You can just bully him into anything, and he'll do it.
Is there partly like a hazing process to get into your friend group?
I mean, to be honest, I probably don't have any friends because of things like this. But yeah, we definitely haze each other, you know. Anthony, the bongo player, Freddie spent a bit of time under waterfalls. You know, like there's some interesting things.
I don't even know what that means.
You don't want to either. Not to mention what we've seen you do.
I don't participate in any of this stuff. Oh my gosh. Barton Springs, innocent, wholesome moments only.
Who do you believe? Answer in the comments. Is Alex wholesome and innocent?
On that note, we are wrapping up this episode, number 4, with Craig Jones. We also are going to be talking to the next wild card, so very excited about all these wild card announcements. Thank you, Craig Jones. Please take it easy over here in Austin. And if you see him out and about, if you ask for a picture, just know he's going to ask for one thing.
A kiss. Nah, a shot. If you're drinking, we're going to do a drink together. Those are the rules.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Craig. Hopefully the audience is still with us after enduring Craig's stimulated morning banter, because as promised, we have a major announcement that will also reveal a confirmed team for CJI 2. This guy is a 4-time world champion, a 2-time ADCC champion, and he also shares a mutual foe with Craig Jones. Jiu-jitsu nerds, we're about to make waves with this wild card announcement. It is your 2017 ADCC Absolute Champion and your 2024 Heavyweight Champion, Felipe Pena. Thank you, Felipe, for being here. How are you doing today?
Thank you, Alex. My pleasure. Everything good. Just a normal Sunday here. Stay with the family, resting, and it's all good. Thank you for having me.
And we know that you are proudly the top competitor for Gracie Barra, but with the CJI team situation this year and Gracie Barra not having an official team, the only way for you to participate in CJI 2 was going to be through a misfits or wild card situation. So can you tell us about the conversation and the blessing that you got from Professor Dracolino to get you into this CJI 2 card?
Yeah, unfortunately, I was not able to be part of CJI one, but because it was on the same time of ADCC, but was a amazing event, and I'm super happy, super excited to be part of the CJI two. And as you said, like our main goal is have a Gracie Barra team, but because of the choice of CGI and how it goes, right? It's only 5 teams, right? Five main teams.
And 3 misfits.
And 3 misfits. Unfortunately, this didn't happen, and I'm super proud to be part of CGI, even not being like a Grace Bar team. I have a great relationship with Andre and everyone from Atos team. I already did many camps there. They received me so well. So I'm super excited to be part of that team and be part of the event.
Yes, we definitely don't want to bury the lead on which team you are going to be a wild card for. But just out of curiosity, if Gracie Barra did have a team, what was going to be some of the members on that team?
It's hard to say. There's many tough athletes, but I think nowadays the athletes from Gracie Barra, which is more active, probably will be like Pedro Marinho, Lucas Valente, student of Joculino. Who else? There is many. I have many students here in BH as well as Gabriel Brody, Rafael Trabuco, and Gabriel Arges is world champion. He's very technical, very tough. He's not competing anymore, but I don't know if he would compete CGI. There is AJ Agarzan. There is many athletes that could make this team.
Yeah, so that's just going to be interesting to keep a pulse on them to see if they try to get in on a wild card type of notice. But like you mentioned, you are good friends with Andre and the announcement is out. Atos is an official team. So what was it about the relationship that you have with the people at Atos that made you a good connection with them and a good person to add to their team?
Like me and Andre, we have a long history. You should be really rivals, and we fought many times. But in probably 3 years ago, we put that beef on the side, and he helped me to train for a match against Gordon Ryan. And that was a really cool experience. Like Andre is a super cool guy, super great coach. He knows a lot of jiu-jitsu, and he helped me a lot for that match. He really put his 100% time and effort to help me to that match. So everything started from there, and I had a really good time in San Diego. Unfortunately, Gordon didn't fight this match. I ended up fighting against Nicky Rodriguez at who is number one. But I start. I felt they received me really well. I had a really good time. They have like really good training over there. It's a great team, and I make really good friends over there as well as Kaina and many other guys. So we definitely it's definitely a really strong team for CGI.
It's definitely awesome to know that some of the beefs with you and Andre have been put aside and you guys can work together. Another person that you've kind of been able to put some of the beef aside, at least from what I can tell from the ADCC after party, is Gordon Ryan. When we think back to 2016, you're 40 minutes into the match and you get the rear naked choke finish against Gordon Ryan. In that moment, did you know that you two would end up having one of the greatest rivalries in jiu-jitsu history?
Not really. It's was really the beginning. I think even like Nogi was not so big as is today, and it's hard to you do something now and expect how the future gonna go. But I'm happy with our history, with our rivalry. Right? It's I won the first one, I won the second one at ADCC, and we fought two more times. The last one was in the last ADCC. Was a very tough match, but I think this Gordon did a lot for the sport. He helps the sport grows a lot, especially in Nogi. So I'm happy to be part of that, to be part of this growth of jiu-jitsu. With if you see a couple years ago, we would not never expect how jiu-jitsu is it's where jiu-jitsu is now. So it's everything is helping a lot. Even like CJI, CJI, it just is the second year and they are already doing a lot of work, a lot of noise for the growth of jiu-jitsu. So super excited to be part.
It's definitely an awesome time to see how many promotions are coming up in jiu-jitsu. A great time to be an athlete. When we think about the 2017 absolute final, you were able to bring the fight back to 50-50 a lot, and that brought you a lot of the success. Was that strategy something that Professor Dracolino had brought to your attention, or did that kind of just happen naturally?
I think I always was a guard player since blue belt. I really like to do guard. So one of my main games get under my opponents, So like 50-50, inside dash, meia X and X guard, this type of thing. So uh, I feel was not actually the my strategy to go for the match. The match was like I want to be on bottle, sweep, and get on top. But the 50-50 really play very well on the match, and I still really like a lot of this game. My game changed a lot, but I think the key for that match was the back take, right? So it was very similar the back take from the first match. And always when someone is very good attacking the legs, the heel hooks and stuff, is always some space for go for the back. So I think that worked very well on the match.
And I know this podcast is about all things CJI, but when you have the 2024 ADCC champion here, we got to talk a little bit about all the great things that we saw at this ADCC. 2024 ADCC was a lot. I noticed that you had the first match of day one, the last match of day one, the first match of day two. Did the 2024 World Championships feel like the most exhausting to you?
Yes, definitely, for sure. I think not only because of the matches, because I did the super fight and the weight class, and I was supposed to do the open weight, but I didn't do it. But like you said, the way it happens, like I was the first match of the on Saturday and the last match on Saturday, so I pretty much stayed there the whole day and to do the super fight against Gordon in the end of Saturday. So that really brings a lot of exhaustion and not only body exhaustion, but my mind was really exhausted, and I didn't had much time to rest for the next day, being the first match on the next day as well. So ADCC is always is really physical, right? Really push. The match can go really long. There's many matches, but definitely this ADCC was even more because of this the way the match play, like being the first one and the last one.
Especially after that body slam from Brandon Reed. In that moment, did you know that you were a little bit injured, or did it take some time to realize that there was a back injury there?
On the time, I didn't realize because we are always warm when fighting, right? But I still have this injury from this slam. I had this brings me a little. I don't know if it's the right word in English, but hernia. Hernia, yeah, I have some hernia because of this slam. So, but during the match, this didn't affect me at all. We warm and but definitely in the next day, it didn't affect much as well. Of course, it's hurt, but when you are there and warm, uh, it's all good. I think no one is there 100%, but definitely this took me some time to be able to come back training after DCC.
And obviously the great highlight against Luke Griffith, getting the takedown and then the submission. And now he's immediately calling for a rematch back with you. So I know that there's some different events coming up. We have WNO and Costa Mesa. I don't know if anything is officially announced, but is there anything that you can kind of hint to us on what you have on the forefront coming ahead?
Sure, I think I can say here because I just signed the contract today, and probably they're gonna announce tomorrow. So I think by the time this video go out, I think it is already gonna be announced. But I'm gonna be fighting Luke Griffin on the next Who is Number One event, which will be 13 June at Costa Mesa. Yeah, so I'm super excited for that match. I think. It's Luke Griffin just beat Vitor Hugo, which is one of the best athletes nowadays, and he fought very well. And I'm super excited to do this rematch against him. And it's nice as well because you'll be for the belt will be on the line, so this will be even more excited for this match.
Wow. And I know you've been calling for that belt for a while. So the number one ranked flow grappling heavyweight is going to be fighting for that belt come WNO's next event, June 13th. Yay. So we get to break a little bit news. You're right. This won't drop till Wednesday. So there's going to be a whole lot of talk in the jiu-jitsu world. I want to wrap it back around to the potential of a super fight in the 2026 World Championships. I guess now that we know the news of WNO, there's so many different permutations that we could go, but right in this very moment, is the only super fight that you feel makes sense for yourself the match with Gordon Ryan, considering you guys are 2-2? Or do you think there is another route that you could see it going?
I don't think much about this match against Gordon Ryan now because I think he not gonna fight anytime soon, like even he says, and so I don't know if ever gonna happen again a 50 match, but I hope happens because it's tight, it's 2-2, and I think our rivalry and our history really deserve a last one. So, but I think there's many tough guys over there. There's I never fought Vitor Hugo, Gi and no Gi, and I definitely want to do that match. There is Nicky Rod. We fought 2 times. He beat me on the first one. I beat him on the second one. It's tight as well. It's definitely a match that I want to do it. Nicolas Meregali, he just had a surgery, right? A couple months ago. He's recovering. I'm not sure if he's training, but whenever he's healthy, I really would like to run it back. And yeah, I think there's many matches to. I never faced Cyborg as well, Robert Cyborg, and I definitely want to face him. He's a legend, and I think there's many matches to really. I look forward to do it.
Yeah, and we definitely have plenty of time until the 2026 ADCC World Championships, but a lot of matchups that could potentially happen at CJI with the format of quintet. One of them you mentioned, Victor Hugo, someone that you've never faced off against. So he was officially announced as the wild card for B team. What are your initial thoughts on their full roster since they have announced it, and how Team Atos, who hasn't announced their full roster yet, stacks up against them? And you don't have to announce any of the Atos teammates, but just from what you know, what you feel like stylistically is there.
For what I saw, New Wave already published the team, right? As well, New Wave. I think
It hasn't
so.
officially been announced, but
Oh,
I
has
think there's
published.
probably a lot
Oh,
of speculation.
yeah. So I think there's many, it's potential many great teams. Like B team definitely is a really strong team, especially now with the add of Vitor Hugo, right? So potentially we can potentially this match can happen at CGI. New Wave, as you said, there is many speculations, right? I just saw, not just I saw Craig posting the picture with John Danaher, so probably New Wave is in, and definitely they're gonna have a really good team as well. So I think it'll be really excited this team format because potentially you can have like many. It's not only like one tournament for one weight class, which you're gonna have like probably I don't know 8 match or something like that. With 8 teams, you're gonna have way more matches. And the way I don't know if you guys already announced the rule set, but the way I heard the rule set gonna be, you'll be even more excitement. So I think if people thought CGI one is fireworks, it was excited. CGI two, it's they can imagine it because the rule set it's crazy.
Yes, it's definitely going to have a lot of spins, especially with the Royal Rumble entrance and not knowing who's going to come out next. I did hear on another podcast that you mentioned that WNO is your favorite rule set. So before we dive into the quintet hybrid CJI rule set, tell me why you like the WNO rule set and why the only thing you'd change about it is having the pit installed.
I really like who's number one rule set because there is no much referee on the match. You know, like it's pure jiu-jitsu. Like you go there and you go for the submission, and there is no much. There is no points. There is no truth. So it's pretty much like who has a better jiu-jitsu, right? And I like as well to be just one round because instead like 3 rounds or something like that, so like 1 minute round, because jiu-jitsu sometimes takes time for you to get in a good position. And let's suppose you get in a mount or in a back, I mean a very really secure position, really good position, and you reset that as a athlete side and see like who has the best jiu-jitsu. uh, doesn't look very right, but in another way, this looks way more excited, right? Because as you see, for example, Kaina against Nicky Rod on the last who's number one. Nicky Rod mount and stay there for around 9 minutes or something like that. So for who is watching, definitely would be better if they stand up. Even like it's not the best for to say who is the best jiu-jitsu. Nick Rod got to the mount, but definitely for who is watching, it will be way more exciting if they could just stand up. So, in my personal opinion, I think to prove who has the best jiu-jitsu, and I really like who's number one. But the only thing I would change is the pit, because same thing, like it's very annoying and it's not pro jiu-jitsu. When you go out of the mats, you always stop and reset the match, right? Keeps it resetting the match all the time. This makes a little boring. So if the pit is an amazing way to keep the match going, you cannot run away, and there is no way to run away. If you go to to the wall, you keep it going, keep doing jiu-jitsu. So there is no reset. So that's it.
And with the quintet, it is double elimination if you don't get the submission, and the winner also stays on if they do get the submission. What do you like about the quintet rule set?
I
Or
think the
dislike?
quintet. Yeah, I think the quintet for who is watching is amazing because you can see it's very entertainment. It's non-stop. You can see you can do many matchups that you normally don't see in a regular super fight events because they are from different weight class, right? So you can see someone with 85 kilos beating someone with 100 kilos, and this brings a lot of way more work for the coach, right? Because the strategy gonna count a lot on this quintet rule set because uh, maybe you can like the coach can do a good strategy to put someone there just to make tired the opponent and to bring the key fighter on the right time. So I think the strategy gonna be very important for this rule set, and I think it's just excited. It's excited for who is watching, because it's non-stop action and many different super fights can happen there that normally doesn't happen. But in as a athlete, and I don't like much because I prefer like just one round to prove has the best jiu-jitsu. But as an entertainment, I think it's the best entertainment rule set.
Yes, and I think a lot of people are going to enjoy the chance of a 66 kilogram guy going up against a heavyweight. Is there any particular 66 kilogram guy or 77 kilogram guy that you wouldn't want to go against? I know you're a competitor, so you always want to go against anyone, but is there anyone that you find particularly impressive that's smaller that you think would be a tricky matchup for you?
Uh, it's I would not say tricky, but there is uh, many guys that is lighter. I train that's light, which is hard to. They have a lot. They have the advantage to have way more cardio, way more endurance, right, than a really heavy guy, and they way more faster as well. If they know how to take advantage of that, they can bring a lot of problems for bigger guys. But uh, it's definitely, in my opinion, it's definitely hard for is definitely harder for who is light. like it's hard for someone like 6 kilos fighting someone 100 kilos than the opposite. So, but you there is Dorian from New Wave, right? I think he's 66 kilos. An example for this type of fight, David vs Goliath. He beat Luke Griffin in, I think was ADCC Open, right? Because he keep pushing the pace. Luke Griffin almost got his back many times, and this Dorian has a unlimited gas tank, and he doesn't stop. Luke Griffin got tired,
And
and
so
he beat Luke
young.
Griffin. So young as well, yeah. So I think this bring a lot of excitement for the event. Like you said, David. People love to watch David vs Goliath.
And do you have any particular plans for the lead up into CJI? And is the plan to kind of go to San Diego and train at Autos in the lead up of CJI too?
I'm not sure yet. I didn't plan much because I have this next challenge now. Who is gonna go on and probably gonna fight Iga as well in Kazakhstan. But after Iga, my main goal will be CGI. So one thing that I definitely plan to do it, and I start to look now, is putting the wall pits right in one side of my gym, one side of my mat to already get used to that. And but where I'm gonna do my camp, I'm not sure. Probably gonna spend some weeks there in Atos training with the team that they're gonna compete and uh, getting ready for there. Maybe I go to Texas as well a little bit to train with Draculino and his crew. I live in Brazil, Belo Horizonte, but I'm always in US training in San Diego with Galvão, visiting Draculino as well. And I'm not sure yet, but I'm definitely going to spend some weeks training in US before the competition.
It's that jujitsu lifestyle. Just, train all over when you can. I love that for you. And I also love that in Brazilian culture, it is sometimes part of their culture to give you a nickname that is almost teasing you. So preguiça, lazy. I know that a lot of people in the lead up to 2024 ADCC were maybe doubting you and being skeptical about your hunger to be a top athlete. Was that a big motivation for you to really come out as the best version of yourself that we saw at 2024, the 2024 World Championships?
Yeah, this is very funny in Brazil because I think if this happen in US, they're gonna call that bullying, and they'll be
Yeah.
very very bad. But in Brazil, people give a lot of nicknames. It's very common, and 99% of the time, the nicknames are not nice. It's only like bad nicknames. And preguiça means slot, the animal, which is lazy. Yeah, but yeah, I think I read. How can I say? In my career, I have been doing that for a really, really long time, and was not the first time that people. How can I say, like, expect me to not to win and the win, over. So there is many examples of overcome myself in my career, and this definitely push you, like you want to prove that people are wrong and you can do it. So I think 2024 that definitely give me some motivation to do more training, to do more on the competition, you know, and and prove to the haters and whoever think you done that you can do it. And I felt really great. I still feeling really good. I still feeling I am like improving, and I really believe my best version is yet to come.
And one of the sayings they have in Portuguese is you lose the joke, or you might lose the friend, but you don't lose the joke. There's obviously a lot of joking that Craig Jones does. Can you tell us what that saying is in Portuguese and what your general takeaway is of all the antics that you see Craig Jones up to?
Like in Brazil, we say like a gente perde o amigo, mas não perde a piada, né? Is exactly what you said. Like we lose the friend, but we don't lose the joke. And I think Craig Jones is like the king of that. He just don't care. He do whatever come in his mind and whatever. It's funny to watch him. He definitely brings a lot of entertainment for our sport, and he's a really funny guy.
And I remember something that we included in CJI 1 was the inclusion of the 27-time world champion Renato Laranja. I know that his acceptance into the jiu-jitsu community has grown over the years, but can you take me back to when it was a new shtick? What did the Brazilians think about him when he was first coming out with the shtick?
I think they just thought funny, I think
Okay.
it's just funny the way the things he say and the Portuguese he speak, and even the Brazilians think he's really funny. He's I know Renato for a really long time. It's like when I was only competing with the gi. I was sponsored by Storm Kimonos, and he was sponsored as well by Storm Kimonos, and I already have a really good time with Renato, and super excited to see that he's part of CJI as well, because uh, I think one of the things that CJI and Craig Jones they doing is like they bring this sense of humor for jiu-jitsu community, right? Which is not only like tough athletes, fighters, and stuff. He's like joking and doing funny things the whole time, and don't care what people gonna say, what people gonna think. He's he's a very authentic guy, and I feel like Renato Laranja is the same, He's they joke so much, and I think this is definitely good and brings a lot of attention for the sport. A lot of people who doesn't train jiu-jitsu, but they start to follow jiu-jitsu because of this type of environment and these jokes.
Exactly. It's definitely all good, lighthearted, funny energy. And that's why we love to have you, because you bring that energy as well. And it's just going to be an insane weekend. Obviously, you were there to experience the biggest weekend in submission grappling history with ADCC versus CJI. And now you're going to be there for CJI too. So just to end on a light note, do you have any favorite memories from the ADCC Hakkasan after party?
I don't remember much. I drink too much.
Why not? You got to celebrate.
But, yeah, I remember the pictures after, but was definitely a good time.
I love it. So you're probably going to be one of the people that Craig is going to be easily able to peer pressure.
Yes, for sure. I will be there. 100%.
I've seen him try to peer pressure some other people like Dante Leon when he was at one championship, and Dante's like, no, man, I will throw up. He had Victor Hugo take a shot after Fight Pass Invitational, and Victor almost he's just doing everything to everyone. So when he comes for you, Philippe, I will just say, be warned, because he's going to come hard.
Yeah. I will be careful.
Well, thank you so much. This is your announcement for CJI2, the wild card joining Team Atos, an official team of CJI2. Thank you so much, Philippe, and we'll see you in August.
Thank you. My pleasure. Let's do it.